All right, he just got done with number 2 mod, and you can see this is the vehicle that was for sale. An old lady traded it in and was all emotional and stuff like that, and she got an SUV instead, and we ended up giving top dollar for the car because of the market right now. It's hard for a dealership to even, try to wheel and deal with customers. Normally you have room to wheel and deal, but now even we paid like $5,000 or something for this car with 80,000 miles. And financing and everything would have came out to about $9,000 to the customer, but an employee bought it. Somebody, actually Alex, that's on this channel here, he's one of the lube techs here, and he was really impressed with the review and the overall condition of the car. And it was time for him to get something more reliable. And what he ended up picking up is he ended up picking up this. And just to recap earlier from what happened, the first mod was resealing the fresh air inlet where it always likes to leak and flood the passenger side. The next mod was him and his buddy did 20% tint, which looks phenomenal on this car. The third mod, he just got finished himself. I did a video on this. I was hoping that more people would catch on to this because it's a very important mod, but I didn't get a lot of feedback. It's very, very important that people actually do this mod. This is a Duralast ground cable. It's a DW440B. It's a 4-gauge, 40-inch cable. Pull the 13mm off the bottom of the alternator right here, clean it real good, run the eyelet there, run it back behind the belt, run it back behind this, zip tie it to the harness, come up underneath. You can zip tie it there if you want, come back around, 8mm over here, take it off, give yourself an extra ground, cuts down on the electrolysis, really fights that voltage buildup, that little bit of electrical buildup in the cooling system in general, and stops a lot of the seepage around this main runner that goes from one side. You guys know that they plague the Panther cars. So this is the third mod. The fourth mod is going to be if you follow the hood latch cable around the side of the vehicle here, and it comes down through here, and when you look down it goes into the firewall right there. Sometimes water leaks around that, so you'll have to reach down in there and feel and see if you got any holes around that grommet. It's like really hard to get down in there. If you got bigger arms anyway, I should say. It looks like this one's still good. It's solid. There's no holes. It's not rotten or anything, but that grommet right there would be the next one that a lot of people should seal around. And then I think what you can do is you can go up underneath the floor right here. You can look up inside and see where it comes through right there. It's right back there. And you just fill that full of silicone and fill the around the outside of it with silicone. Stop water from coming in. But this one's not rotten and it doesn't have any holes in it, so we're going to leave this one alone. So, what will the next mod be? What do you think the next mod will be for this car? Because that grommet's completely fine. Are you going to do the exhaust next, or?
I think I'm going to keep it stock.
You're going to keep?
Like out of rides, honestly. It's nice and quiet, smooth.
What about the exhaust though? You going to do anything with that, or are you going to leave it alone?
Nah, I'm going to leave it alone, probably.
What about rims?
Rims are going to probably update the rims, hopefully. I'll see what happens.
You're just going to have them refinished the way that they are, or?
Probably.
Just leave it all stock, everything stock, just make what's here better?
Yeah, I think that's where I'm going.
Okay, maybe next we'll do fluids, like brake fluid, get that all flushed out of there. And I don't know when the last time it's been done. And then, doesn't look like it needs a motor flush, but maybe one of the basic EPR kits. Not the big giant one, the basic one, just to run a nice decent flush through it. The next oil change, which probably should be a while because I just did it.
Yeah.
And just run one little can of EPR through it, just give the motor a little flush real quick and dump some MOA in with some good oil. Mm-hmm. And from there, like no issue then. Other than that, I don't think anything really needs to be done to the car. I mean, you'll just have to play around with it and see whatever you find along the way. A lot of people like to take the radio out and put like a double din or a single din in there. They don't like the factory radio.
I was considering that, but it's so clean as it is, man.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
It's more valuable the way it is than messing with it. You know, when you start going to do a bunch of shit like I did to mine, then you start getting to a point where you have to find the right market for it to sell it. Where this, anybody would buy. Mine, somebody would have to be in the market for that. We could...
You just think the same as you're standing here.
Everything looks good here. You know, maybe the next...
This lady took such good care of this one.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and trim these back. You want to trim these, or you want to trim them? I'll trim them back real quick, just so it looks dressed up. Everything's so clean, man.
Anything and everything we told her it needed.
That's why I hopped on it, man. It was a no-brainer for me. I had the cash and just do it.
So you knew this lady?
Yeah, she's been coming here forever.
I see her service
She's
history
been-
goes like freaking forever
She's
here.
been coming
man.
in since it's been Spring Hill Ford.
They said that she bought this new here in 2006. She came here and bought it, and she's only
Well-
been coming here.
She probably bought it from when Randy had the Lincoln Mercury store in Elgin. And that.
So, but she's been coming to
Well,
this,
yeah.
you guys,
Yeah, she's been coming
since
here
she bought the
she
car.
bought it, yeah. She's super nice. I mean, she's just anything you tell her needs it, ma'am.
She just buy it.
Do it.
See, that's the kind of customer that really cares about their car. I mean, that's our head service writer here. You hear talking in the background. He's been here 30 years, and he's saying that anytime that anything needed to be done to this car, this lady would just say, "Do it." She wouldn't even hesitate. Just, I want my car running right. I want it taken care of. Such a beautiful car. All right, guys, that's the update for right now, and we'll figure out what happens next. I've had a busy day today. Got a lot of work out today. Very productive day. Probably a 10-11 hour day in about 7 hours so far. I'm humping today. I had this motor the cover pulled apart, the oil pan pulled apart, resealed everything, got it all going back together right now. Got a mess all over the place. Finishing it up, gonna let it sit and cure overnight, throw oil in it in the morning and send it. Another shop had it, and I can see some stuff that they did, and they stopped before they got too far, and they said, look, we don't even feel comfortable doing this, just you might want to take it to the dealer or somebody else. So it ain't nothing for me to do this at all. Plus the sad thing was, the vehicle was under warranty anyway. So the lady was going to get taken for about 10 hours worth of work when it's all covered under warranty. She don't even have to pay a dime for any of what I'm doing right now. I got it all covered. So y'all be blessed. Take care. It's the last video for today. Have a good one, guys. And remember, if anybody seriously needs my help, email me. I'm not going to really be involved in the chat too much anymore. It's been a lot of hate, a lot of trash talk and stuff lately. I don't want to be a part of any of that. Unfortunately, other people that have come to the channel have ruined it for me being active in the comment section. So I know who's serious and who really needs my help. You'll email me. I'll leave my email in the pinned comment. Y'all be blessed. Take care. And let's roll, baby. Let's be productive.